So how do we create the perfect LinkedIn post, and what elements should we be including? So should it be a single image post like this particular one? Or maybe it's a native video where it starts to autoplay like I have done here. Maybe it is a simple LinkedIn poll, or it even could be something behind the scenes in you and your business, like I've done on this particular one here, where it's me out and about on a Thursday night here in Sydney. Or maybe it's a post that includes a YouTube video link. So there are quite a few different ways that we can be creating posts on LinkedIn. But what are the elements, and what of all of these posts are the best ones that we should be focusing on? Well, there's no one style of post that is better than the other. It all depends on the objective you're trying to achieve. But each time we do create a post, there are about 6 or 7 elements that we all should be trying to include, to maximize our engagement, to maximize the reach, and to maximize the brand or the objective you're trying to achieve. So let's run through those 6 or 7 elements and try, because we're looking to try and include them each time we post on LinkedIn. Now, the number one most important thing that we need to be doing here on LinkedIn with every one of our posts is to stop the scroll. You can see me scrolling through now, and we stop the scroll by having an eye-catching image or a native video that starts auto-playing. So the tip number one that I want everyone to be focusing on is to create an eye-catching image or a native video link that will start to auto-play to grab the attention, just like this particular one here. You can see Sydney Harbour in the background, myself out on a Thursday night, or something like the thumbnail on this particular video. That's what we should be focusing on first up, because if we don't stop the scroll, our posts just don't get seen at all. Tip number 2 is how many words that you're using in your LinkedIn post to describe what it's all about. LinkedIn removed the stories feature. Click the video link in comments to learn more. So there we go. Ideally, you want to keep it 1 to 2 line max. You don't want people to have to click where it says click here to read more. So short is less is better than more, maybe around 100 characters, that type of thing. But what I've done here is LinkedIn removed the stories feature, and then you want to add a call to action. You're wanting people to do something, and I've included the call to action, which is click the video link in comments to learn more. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 2 is to make it short in regard to the amount of words. Tip number 3 is to have a call to action, and my call to action was click the video link in comments to learn more, which then rolls us onto tip number 4. You're wanting to add some hashtags. On LinkedIn, the sweet spot tends to be, between 2 and 5 or 2 and 3 hashtags that describe what your post is all about. And I've used some obvious ones because this particular post is on LinkedIn Stories, and I've used the hashtag LinkedIn Stories. I've used LinkedIn for Business, and I've used my own personal name. My business name and myself are the same thing. So for some of you, you then might want to include your business name as well. Tip number 5 then becomes you want to maybe tag someone in your post. I've actually tagged my brother in this post. So he will get notified that he has been tagged in a particular LinkedIn post, which will encourage him to go and have a look at it, and that further enhances the engagement. Now, I did the same with this particular one here. It's a double up pretty much of what I've done for the post above, but this was a native video. So I've uploaded the video natively on this particular one instead of people then having to click the link and watch in the comments below. So that was tip number 5, tagging someone. Tip number 6 is post at the most popular time of day. So this is mid-afternoon here in Australia, or coming up to between 5 and 6 o'clock when I did these. But you'll need to work out the most popular time of day for yourself. Now, there are surveys and statistics that come out, the most popular time to be posting on LinkedIn. But you know what? The best time to be posting on LinkedIn, I found out, is whenever you can. If you're trying to save it for the most popular time of day, sometimes we then postpone it to the next day. But I'm a big believer of post whenever you can, and post more often than not as well. And tip number 7 is that whenever I post anything on LinkedIn, I actually tick the box so it goes to my Twitter feed as well. Let me show you how I do that. And by starting a post, I click here to start post and see how it's automatically populated. It is going to go to my Twitter feed as well. That's because I have linked my LinkedIn profile with my Twitter profile. So whenever I post here on LinkedIn, it goes to my Twitter feed as well. I actually have a separate video on that. I will include the link to that in the description below, and you can work out how to do that. So that was element number 7. So there we go. The perfect LinkedIn post, the style will vary depending on the objective you're trying to achieve, but the elements that you should be including, I firmly believe we should look to be including those 6 or 7 elements in every one of your LinkedIn posts. Go to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to find out what posts are working best for you, and maybe there's something that I haven't mentioned in this particular video that is actually working for you. I would love to hear your feedback.